Okay. I didn't really have anything planned. Well, I did have something planned. I just didn't have the time to do it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, let me... Trying to figure this out really quickly. I swear it's not the first time I've ever streamed a video game, maybe? Okay, we're good. Very nice. Oh, I can turn this off. That loops infinitely. Yeah, I didn't want to spend a ton of time today doing much. Kind of want a shiny hunt. Technically, we should do Fion, and we have the time to do it. I probably should have grabbed some water before I started. We'll just do this real fast. What is it? Oh, dude, look at this. 50 moves, Water Pulse, Zen Headbutt, Strong Style. Okay, that's far from the worst thing I've ever seen. This is probably one of the better mass outbreak setups. I forget where the Walrein outbreak is. Okay, where are you? Yep. It's equally distant. It sucks. Alpha Starly? Yep. It's funny because since I finished this, I actually went back to Brilliant Diamond and I started doing the Poker Radar. And don't get me wrong, the Poker Radar sucks. It's a terrible method. It's really, really inconsistent. You have a 5% chance of getting a chain to 40. I actually started going to 38 or 37. What the hell is that? That's a Chansey. I was like, why the fuck is there a Spheal? First I thought it was a Venonat, then I thought it was a Spheal that was shiny. I went through every step in my head. It was not very fun. Okay. What are we gonna use on this thing? I gotta swap. Now that we have no Pokemon really, I guess we could use Glade. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, now that we don't have to carry around a bunch of Pokemon, I'm probably just gonna start using... Well, not just Glade. I'm probably gonna buff out my team with like a punch user, so we could have all the elemental punches. That'll be really good. But you already know what's up. If we see a shiny, then that's great. If not, we're gonna reset. I guess we could go look for Dustox. What was the third one? I guess I'll look when we go back. If we go back. Because we should go back. I forget what it was. It was something in Coronet and then something in Dustox in Obsidian. And I can't for the life of me remember what the fuck was which. Maybe I'll see if this dude's around in a little bit. I don't know. And yeah, I changed the title. It's 225 because I guess I'll count Arceus. I mean, I might as well. If I am going to play this, I'll probably have to move it back into the rotation because we're about halfway through August. So maybe I will move this back in and we'll just finish off the legendaries. We'll probably only do Fion tonight because we only have an hour. I'm just really desperately looking for my shiny Walrein, which would be absolutely amazing. And basically, yeah, I've been trying to farm out any of the Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions. So I was able to get a shiny Aeron. I was able to get like 7. I actually had a crazy good chain going on. We already have shiny Swablues. I have a shiny Larvitar. I'm trying to get another chain, but I haven't really done it in a week because it's really just a tiring process. I got a 30 Larvitar chain, and then it broke, like, as soon as I tried to up it. And I'm just not gonna run around for, like, half an hour. The biggest thing I would say is make sure you have, like, maxed out repels. Like, I'm talking hundreds of repels. Because when I was running around looking for Aeron on my successful run, I almost ran out. I was down to, I think, like 10. And I was like, really? I'm actually going to be screwed now. I'm not going to be able to catch it because I'm going to run into a random Pokemon. The last thing you want to do is lose because you don't have repels. That's like probably the lamest way to lose a chain in history would be, oh, well, I ran out of repels. Not even, you know, I rolled the 7%. I ran out of repels. Okay. We don't really care about any of that. That's fine. Ugh. Okay. Good times. I remember when my Switch was, the back was breaking off of it. It feels so long ago. What was that? Which came out first? Xenoblade? That was 2022 then, right? Because it was Xenoblade, then Pikmin. And then there wasn't a big game last year. And then this year is the Switch 2. I'm trying to remember it. It was Gibble. There is Mega Garchomp. That is a good point. I mean, I have shiny Gibbles. Actually, I already have these. Whatever, another one wouldn't hurt. Even if it's just one. See, that's the thing. If you usually get a chain to 40, you usually get, like, at least a couple shinies. Just, you know, luck. You don't roll the 7%, you don't roll it again, you don't roll it again, you don't roll it again. I've never had a chain go, like, insanely long, though. Let me turn up my volume. Which really sucks. Like, I like the Poke Radar, man, but I don't know. It feels so weird that it's one of the most punishing ways to shiny hunt. But at the same time, because it's literal RNG, it's literally just gambling. You're literally just praying you don't roll a 7%. And 7% sounds small, and there you go. 7% sounds small until you have to roll it 40 times in a row. Like, imagine flipping a coin. This is a bad example. Imagine 93% chance you never miss in a Fire Emblem game. I think that Fates and later kind of fudge their rolls, so that's not really a great comparison. I do think that Fates fudges its rolls. It's this one. Didn't even move. Didn't even react. Alright. Well, that one's going to ZA. As long as ZA has all the megas, that one's going straight to ZA, so I'll be figuring that one out. Let's see. Switch to Weavile. Weavile's at the head of my party, which is good. Obviously, we're not going back now. We can't. So if there was a shiny Dustox, oh well. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I don't even know if you can... See, the thing about the Poke Radar, and I probably bitched about this at some point before, it needs to be able to hunt in other locations. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like the Poke Radar... Here's how I would fix the Poke Radar, right? I would give it two modes. Normal spawns and special spawns. Okay? Because some Pokemon only appear with the Poke Radar, and I would make certain categories of Pokemon appear under special spawn. So, for example, Swarm Pokemon. Swarm Pokemon, Trophy Garden Pokemon, trying to think. And then what's the last one? Then the Poke Radar Pokemon, right? And you could toggle between those modes and Pokemon that are by default on the route. The problem is that the Sinnoh Dex is pretty lame. There's not a lot of good Pokemon in the Sinnoh Dex, just being completely honest. It's notoriously devoid of fire types. You can't really shiny hunt starters in the Sinnoh Dex. Certain starters, so for example, Torchic's one of my favorite starters. Shiny hunting Torchic is like impossible, because it's not a Gen 1 or Gen 2 Pokemon, so I can't spam the Ditto glitch, which is, or it's not a glitch, it's an exploit. You can't spam that. Like, there's a lot of things that just unfortunately is not really working out. What the fuck? Where'd they all go? That's it. Okay. Let's look for the Gyarados while I rant. You can't do the Ditto exploit, the shiny Ditto exploit. And it's not in this game. So there's a lot of Pokemon we need to have available in a Legends game. Now, one of the things I saw was that people were considering that maybe the next Legends game might be Gen 8 because of some shirts. It was a Reddit post, for once, an actually good Reddit post. Because basically one of the Kalos shirts is available in this game, I think, and then one of the Galar shirts is available in this game. But what people were saying in the comments was that how are they going to have a game with no Pokeballs? I don't know, man. You know, they could always figure it out. They could always fuck around. It's not impossible for them to do it. It's just unlikely, right? Most of Pokemon, because the Darkest Day happened 3,000 years ago. They could always just interject some plot line where it might have happened like 150 years ago around the time of this game. And then, you know, they could always just add more to the plot. This is not a very closed loop timeline with closed loop events. Let's be completely fair. That's kind of how Pokemon is. They could just introduce anything at any time. And normally I'm cool with it, right? Normally it's whatever. It's Pokemon. I'm not taking it too seriously. Just Gen 8 was really bad. And that's the sad part, is I actually like the plot of this game. The plot of this game is actually really good. That's probably why this is the only Pokemon game I actually really enjoy in the last several years. The plot of this game is actually not terrible. It's pretty good. Now, does anything top, you know, classics like Emerald or Heart Gold, Soul Silver? Gen 2 is just all good. Obviously, people give Gen 1 the nostalgia buff, so Gen 1 is safe for eternity. You know, like certain Pokemon games just are good. They just have good stories. Trying to think. Gen 5 I didn't like. I kind of like that it's different. That, you know, that you could tell they really tried. I still have my theory that the lukewarm reaction to some of Gen 5's changes forever jaded the fuck out of Game Freak, but could be wrong. Could be the Pokemon Company. Maybe it's just coincidence. But I do like a lot of the story. I like Gen 7, actually. I like both versions of Gen 7's plot. I do like the Ultra Necropolis and all the other things that they added, but then they just never did anything with it, and then they just moved on in Gen 8 to something completely different, and then they just never brought it up again. And that, to me, is like the biggest fumble, because they had such an interesting plot that they were building for 2 gens, and then at some point in Gen 8, they were just like, okay, fuck it, never do either of these again. I like Coliseum. I like XD. I would heavily consider buying the Switch Online if I could play them, and if they're not like fucked up ports, and import the Pokemon. That would be really good, because I would happily delete my saves on that. I don't give a shit. But, you know, who knows what'll happen, right? Okay, we're leaving. I like that. Like, Pokemon has good stories. So spare my comment on Star Wars Part 7. What did you think of the timestamps? Actually, since you're here, let me go really quickly. Okay, reload the page. You said you had a comment get held on Part 7, was it? Or did Part 7 go live today? How do I look at comments that have been held for review? How do you do that? Community? Viewer posts? No. Mentions? What the fuck? 5 years ago. Very nice. Now, how do I see comments that are held for review? Here we go. Held comments. Nope, your comment was autoed by YouTube. Unless you edited it and maybe it was only visible to you. That comment was edited by YouTube. Parts. Oh, was it part? Yeah, no, it's gone. I can't see it. Published. Held comments. It is not held. No comment found. So whatever comment you put was actioned by YouTube. It was not actioned by me. Obviously. Why would I don't give a shit, man. Eevee. As long as it's not something like doxing or whatever, I don't care. I really don't. You know, you put, you know, that obviously, right? Within reason, I don't really give a shit. What does it matter? A comment is technically engagement. It's not technically, it is engagement. So I'll take it. Oh, Alpha Ponyta. That's another thing that Gen 8 did too, is like, I should really replay those games. I'm gonna be playing a lot of Pokemon games, aren't I? Whoa! Eevee? Where? Alright. Nothing here. Yeah, I saw your comment though. What did you think of the timestamps? I didn't have time to review the timestamps. I saw it. I actually wasn't really on YouTube until I was on it in the early morning, and then I was on like an hour ago, and that's when I was like, damn, am I gonna stream with limited time? And I was like, Avatar's already been delayed. You know, as long as we play Shadows, then Avatar can take over the Shadow spot once it's done. I don't know how long that'll take, but it is what it is. Yeah, who knows what the trigger words are. That's why if you're gonna put something spicy, just put a star. Put a star, put a symbol, put something, you know, you gotta be creative. While you can still shit post on the internet, you gotta be creative. That popped in. That kind of scared me. Alpha. Sorry, was that an Alpha Magikarp? Yes, it was. Okay. Alright. Let's leave. Shit happens. It's all good. Alright. Next time we go out, we'll swap in Fiona into our party since we have a couple. And that's all we need is just a couple. Oh my god! Wow! Actually, I lied then. Fuck it. Save. Save the game. Let's go get that punching Pokemon right now. So I'm thinking Lucario. Oh, look at this. Oh no, what the hell? There we go. Shiny Glameow, shiny Kadabra. Nothing else showed up. I really wish you could get back there. Shiny Rufflet and shiny Bronzong. This is starting to look like a hacked game file, which is really funny. Where there's so many shinies. It's like when someone hacks a Pokemon game and they put in like a dozen shinies and you're just like, wow, what was the point of that? And they're just like, yeah. Of course. I wouldn't take him not in this game. What else am I gonna do? I need a Lucario. Bullet Punch, close we don't need close combat. I'm gonna get rid of that. And then where's Fiona again? They give you a bunch. I definitely caught them. If not, if we only have one, it ain't a big deal anyway. I guess I only have one. What the hell? I thought 3 spawned in that cave when you first showed up. Did I not catch them? Or did I fuck it up? I have no idea. Alright, whatever. We only have one. I was not being spicy. That's meant to be best as raised the bestest ever. No, I know, but who knows? It could be anything. It could be that you comment a lot. It could be that the comment just has a lot of capitalization. There's a lot of ways that YouTube will auto flag a comment for review. Or rather, not even for review, just outright deleted. Which they shouldn't do, but such is life. What can you do? Okay. Obviously, you can learn... Wait, you can only learn some of the elemental punches. What the fuck? Yeah, look, Lucario is crazy. Look at all these moves. Stone Edge, Giga Impact. Steel Beam is a special move. Bulldoze. Yeah, so Lucario, Gallade, and Weavile are probably the best Pokemon in this game. They're all reasonably quick, and they're all really good at dealing damage, and they have a wide variety of moves. Drain Punch. Okay, I don't know why I never did this. I guess I keep forgetting. Very nice. Okay. Change moves. Alright. We don't need Dragon Pulse if we're going to take Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. Bullet Punch. Alright, that's pretty much it. Basically, they teach TMs. Some of these moves were TMs in other games. So, for example, the Thunder Punches were TMs until they decide to fuck up the TM list, which I'm still kind of annoyed at, clearly. Oh. Drain Punch. I don't know. Do we need to spend another 2 Mastery Seeds? Maybe. I'm probably going to stop using Alpha Pokemon, but I say that and I know I'm not going to. It's kind of too late at this point. You kind of get... I don't know. The novelty is worn off a little bit for me. Very nice. Definitely, if you ever develop a game, please make it so you could do multiple of these tasks at once, just like the whole dust and feeding them items thing. I really wish you could do multiple of those back to back. It really is very annoying when you have to do it like this. Such a buzzkill. Okay. Alright, what do we need for Fion? Zen Headbutt and Water Pulse. Okay, you have them. Okay, no, save. Alright, this is gonna be fun. And what do we have to do? Agile Style? Strong Style. Do you know Strong Style for them? Water Pulse. Okay, that's fine. We need some low-level trash. We need to find, like, Geodudes. I wonder where we could go that we could fight reasonably low-level mobs. Oh, no, wait. We have to do the Gyarados thing anyway. Oh, and if you're going to become like a regular... Oh, wait. I put all that shit away? Unfortunate. Okay, whatever. We'll wait. Okay. Obviously, we'll do the Gyarados event. Are you kidding me? This would be amazing. Yeah, I saw your comment. I think I talked about it in a future video. Too bad we have 6 movies of backstory for Wonder Ray's worthless teacher. Yeah, I talked about that in something. Was it Force Unleashed? I talked about it in something. I was like, yo, this comment's hilarious. 6 movies about this fucking loser. Fantastic. Couldn't have said it better myself. Some fucking idiot. Don't have to think about that again. One of these days, one of these two will be shiny, and I'm naming it Sun Wukong when that happens. One of these days. Maybe. Someday. Possibly. Maybe. That one got nuked. How did I see it? No, that one didn't get nuked. I don't think that was the one that got nuked. Oh, here, we actually have to land. No, deploy. Oh my god, this game is so stupid. Deploy. Deploy. Holy shit. It would not deploy him at all. Ridiculous. Oh boy. I resist. When Lucario got introduced, I was like, there's no way this Pokemon is not the most broken shit ever. I remember when you could get the Lucario statue in Mystery Dungeon. Because, you know, they always do this thing where you can, like, interact with Pokemon from games that haven't come out yet. And that was one of them. They had a they had a Bonsley in, what was it called? In XD. That's, like, one of the major plot lines of the game. They even talk about how it's from a faraway region, Sinnoh. Which, ironically, is not very far away from Hoenn, relative. That's why I was like, what the fuck? We're never going back to Ore. It sucks. It sucks they did not adopt that into an actual game. A sequel to Colosseum could be so legendary. It will never happen, but whatever. It's a nice thought to hold on to for 20 years and never see it come to fruition. There. So if 3 are already out, and this is number 6, that's 9 out of what, 12? That's a very small Gyarados. To be fair, I think they fuck with the sizing in this game. If Wailord was in this game, it would be super tiny. As usual. As usual with Pokemon, you know how it is. See, I don't know. On one hand, that's kind of lame. I think in battle it should be bigger. But, you know, when you're out walking Pokemon, I thought that was one thing that was really cool about the walking Pokemon in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You could walk around with, like, Pokemon that are reasonably big. I'm not sure what Pokemon are considered too big. Like, generally, legendaries are big, so they don't let you walk around with legendaries that much. That was such a good mechanic, man. I really struggle sometimes with how good of a mechanic that is and how they basically didn't bring it back for... I don't even remember how many generations. They basically never really brought it back. What a shame, man. Walking Pokemon seriously took Heart Gold, Soul Silver from like a solid 8.5 all the way up to like a 9.5. It's such a good feature, especially, you know, for us, right? For me, it's nostalgic, you know? It's like, oh, here's the throwback to, you know, when you were a kid, right? Well, now your Pokemon follows you around. You could turn around and talk to it. Right, obviously it's whatever. I think getting the shiny leaves is annoying because you could actually pester your Pokemon to the point it doesn't want to talk to you and it actually gets annoyed at you. But I was trying to get like the golden leaf crown for that Meganium and I don't know if I'll ever get it, in all honesty. All right, whatever, bust. Nope. Okay. Let's, there's Geodudes around here. I guess we could use that to gauge our strength. That was a crazy audio cutoff. It didn't even make sense. That audio cutoff literally didn't even make sense. It didn't fade out correctly, so the fade out is probably randomized. Hello. I really wish they would add a way for Manaphy to evolve into, or Fiona to evolve into Manaphy, but oh well. I used that joke twice, but it was nuked, but the nuked was super burn. There you go. Well, now you answer your own question of why it got removed. I don't think I've ever used this Pokemon ever. I've caught it. Okay. Trying to think, what's a good place to farm Geodudes. Not here. This is not a great place. It's only a handful of Geodudes. So here's what we'll do real quick. We'll sleep, we'll fast forward, and then we'll look for Eevee, and then we'll leave, and we'll go to, Crimson Mirelands. That's kind of like a good amount, a good balance. Also, tomorrow, we're going to have a stream earlier. It's going to be around, like, 2 to 4 p.m., and then there won't be a stream afterwards. No more double streams on Tuesdays. I know, unfortunate. Which means I will eventually have time to record on Tuesdays. I shouldn't say eventually, I will have time to record on Tuesdays. I just think it makes a little more sense than trying to cram 2 streams into one day, which is kind of tiring. I just won't even bother with it. We'll just have one stream slightly earlier in the day, and then that's it. And that seems pretty fair to me. Okay, done. Out. Very nice. I think Crimson's the way to go. There's Croagunks that we could Zen Headbutt. And if a Stunky shows up, we just do whatever. But it was all praise for Wonder Ray and the message. All it takes is one word, dude. You just need to get one thing flagged, and then you're in trouble, and then it gets blocked. I don't know. Again, I don't really know. Obviously, YouTube is not going to tell people the mechanics, because if YouTube told people how it works, they would game the system, and then the system wouldn't matter. That's why YouTube, and in fairness, I don't think they should, that's why YouTube never tells people how YouTube works. Because if they told you how it works, people would game it. I understand. And you already know people when they game YouTube, it's not always to get a competitive edge. A lot of them are peddling stupid shit. Elsagate. Cough, cough, wink, wink. Okay. Zen Headbutt. Like, I'll be honest, I don't even mind if Gen 8 does, or Gen 10 doesn't even have that many Pokemon in it, that many new Pokemon at least. I don't really care about new Pokemon anymore. You know, like, is it nice when a Dex is big? Sure. If there's nothing else I could give Gen 5, it's that the Dex is huge. It's actually the biggest Dex they've ever introduced. It beats out Gen 1 by 4 Pokemon, which is absolutely absurd. Now, maybe it doesn't if you don't count Mythicals, right? Because Gen 1 only has 1 Mythical, which is Mew. Whereas Gen 2 also only has 1 Mythical, which is Celebi. And then Gen 3 has 2 Mythicals, Deoxys and Jirachi. Even though was it Chimecho? Chimecho is also probably was going to be a mythical. I heavily suspect it was because, you know, the whole thing where it's in the data after Deoxys, but I can't prove it, and we'll never know unless there's another leak. But honestly, at this point, leaking Nintendo secrets is basically like a one-way ticket to hell. And I've said this before, if people are gonna leak stuff and leak secrets, you're not gonna get credit for it. You're not gonna get clout. You gotta do it for the love of the game. Because otherwise, they're gonna trace it, and you're gonna be fucked, unless you live in, like, Russia. Because they found the dude that did the Pokemon leaks that got into Game Freak's backend. And honestly, like, I honestly thought it was cool how we got to learn about some of the more intricate things about Pokemon, but I think that they really hated that Arceus fanfic got dumped onto the internet. I think they really wanted no one to ever figure out the Typhlosion stuff. And I get why they did it. It's not actually canon. It's just there to give people like an idea for what they should write and put for these Pokemon. But man, they definitely took that one pretty harshly. So yeah, I don't know. Hacking Pokemon and hacking, breaking into servers to do that is not a W. I feel like you just shouldn't. It's not worth it, dude. It's a fucking kid's video game. It's not that serious. Oh shit. Ignore me, please. Thank you. Stunky, Stuntank. Skuntank. Onyx is actually pretty fast, all things considered. It doesn't seem like it. But I'm faster. I mean, Viv, if you're liking the Star Wars stuff, we have plenty of Star Wars stuff left, so enjoy, because I'm going to be working on Star Wars projects pretty much for the rest of the year. Maybe next year we'll take a little bit of a break. That's what I'm thinking right now. We have KOTOR 2, which we'll get back to. We're going to try to finish The Force Unleashed. Although, to be fair, next week is the Battlefield 6 beta again, so maybe I'll record some of that. Really? I know this on the Gunside YouTube. It's super nuts. Like a 29 limit magazine. I've seen guys fuck with this by using 29 the mag and loading a loose round the chamber. Oh, what, to get around the some restriction on 30 rounds? Battlefield does one in the chamber. It's actually very satisfying. Rainbow Six also might, but I'm not too certain about that. It's been years since I played Siege. I know Call of Duty doesn't. Call of Duty has never done one in the chamber, besides that one game mode where you shoot M1911s at people. When Call of Duty wanted to be Counter-Strike for a little bit, they did stuff like that. It's been a long time. They stopped doing that ages ago, sadly. It's a very fun game mode, too. One in the chamber. What was it? One in the chamber. They had gun game. They had a couple. It was wager matches. Now, they never brought wager matches back, which is one of the things I hate the most, because they were actually a good idea. Just a silly party game modes. Nothing too serious. Oh, what is it? Crossbow? The crossbow one. I forget what it's called. The fire hit each other with the I hated that one. I didn't like that one. I remember wager matches. You couldn't buy COD points with wager matches. So it's a shame that they never did like an economy-based unlock system like that. But to be fair, you pretty much just unlock the guns you want and then the attachments you want, and the progression becomes meaningless because you have everything you need. Fair. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's not fair. Here it is. F you, YouTube. Oh well. That feels like a very letter of the law type thing to do. Letter of the law, spirit of the law. The letter of the law says you can't have 30 mags, I guess, on YouTube. And then the spirit of the law is that, well, whatever, we're just bypassing it, and then they just don't care. The thing I hate is that YouTube and Microsoft will seriously give you some of the most weird fucking advertisements. Like, I've gotten crypto ads, I've gotten, you know, those stupid, like, side-scroll game ads where people play them really poorly, and then they're like, oh, well, do you think you could do better? I know what you're trying to do. You're not fooling me. Yeah, they do that a lot in these games, or on YouTube. But you get all these terrible ads that have nothing to do with anything, man. So dumb. That's why people hate it. That's like ads should be like commercial tier. Even then, no one likes it. Ultimately, nobody wants to be advertised to unless it's genuinely something you're interested in. So like back in the day when they had tons of TV ads, like if you go and look up some of the TV ads from the 2000s, I'm sure they're on YouTube. Some of them were genuinely awesome. Like I remember the Kingdom Hearts one. They had one for Mario Sunshine. I've sung that one before. Let's all lend a helping hand. Mario can't do this alone. And it's a guy in a big Mario suit and they have him start hovering. And then they show off a little bit of gameplay. You'd be surprised, man. That shit was so cool. They don't make ads like that anymore. But that's also just because it's the era of the internet. You know, you go into a game and nobody wants to explore to find stuff in the game. People just want to min-max as fast as possible instead of actually playing the game. People need to know everything that's in the game before they play the game. It's like when Beyond Good and Evil 2 was showing off Jade. I'm like, wouldn't this have been a crazy cool plot twist? Don't worry, the game's never coming out anyway, so who cares? I'm sorry if I spoiled something for a game that they haven't even talked about in like half a decade. Like, actually half a decade. When was the last time they talked about Beyond Good and Evil 2? It's never happening. It's Ubisoft. That game could be 10 years away from launch. You know, they've been talking about that game being released for like 16 years now. 17 years. I'd like it to come out tomorrow. It's not gonna happen. It's Ubisoft. They wasted all their money on Skull and Bones, so. I tell a lie. California's 15-round mags. They are 30 or 20 with crap shoved in. Yeah, they probably have to put fillers. Nobody wants to actually print 30-round mags, so they probably put like a non-adjustable like plate so you can only actually load 15. I can imagine that. Let's see. My curiosity is cursing me. Beyond Good and Evil 2. When was the last time they talked about it? Why was it canceled? It's not canceled. No, it's not been officially canceled, but it's plagued by development issues and is effectively in limbo. It's bullshit, man. There's no fucking way you don't release Beyond Good and Evil. And then the remaster sucks, by the way. You're better off buying that 2012 HD port versus the 2022 anniversary. That many such cases of that. Same thing with Dead Rising. Classic game got a re-release like 7 years after its initial launch, and then the demaster that they released is awful. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. That's how you know shit was fucked up a few years ago. They like, one of the guys is supposed to be a Vietnam vet, and he's talking about his time fighting like communist Viet Cong. And instead of sticking with it, they're like, actually, no, you're gonna talk about gophers. Like, that, I don't even know what the fuck was the point of those changes, man. There's some games that I don't even buy on principle. Like, I never bought Last of Us 2, even for $5 used, I never bought it. It's just not worth it. Someday I guess I'll own it, maybe, but I don't think I'll ever do a playthrough on it. I'll just own it just to own it. I'll never play Last of Us 2 for the channel, most likely. Stupid. Let's go do Zen headbutts. This will be real fast. What's a better place to find Croagunks? I don't even know. There you go. I think the starting area might be better. What time is it? Okay, we got time. Just look. Yeah, I don't, you know, it's kind of weird because if you want to watch things like, you know, police videos or stuff, they have them on YouTube, but I can only imagine how much of a fucking pain it must be in modern YouTube to upload anything like that. It makes someone very displeased when they have to show that stuff off. Because I used to come home in freshman year and watch TV. Like that while playing Heart Gold Soul Silver, I would come home, I would watch things, what was that? I watched Judge Judy, and I watched Cops and World's Wildest Police videos. I love that. That was the end of me watching TV. It was like the first time I'd gone back to watch TV since Toonami, and then after that it was over. You know, I really am jealous of like boomers and Gen X, not even just for the time period that they grew up in, but just because they had what I would consider to be like good TV. I'm sure there's tons of shit shows, literally, but you know, you kind of sit down and just watch something good was always on, and you just flip through TV because there wasn't much else to do. To be fair, I mean, the best part is that, like, if I find a show I like, I can pretty much marathon it in the modern era, so it's not all bad. But that's kind of the hard part, is finding a show that I'd like. And then, you know, designating the time to watch it. Like, one of my favorite crime shows is Monk. I love Monk. Monk is a hilarious show. I remember I watched it on Netflix when I had what was his name's Netflix? Vault Dwellers Netflix. He shared it with me way back in the day. That's how I watched like a good chunk of these fucking shows. Nowadays I wouldn't watch any of them. If I hadn't watched them, I probably wouldn't have watched any of them. But I knew I liked Monk because I liked Monk as a kid. My mom would watch it rarely, and I would be like, "Oh, it's the funny weird dude." And then growing up is actually realizing you and Monk have a lot in common. Oh, we need, what the fuck is that? Stunky. Right. Great show. Thoroughly entertaining. It's the kind of show you only get one of. Ever. Heartbreaking. So yeah, that's my story about watching TV. I would watch it while playing Heart Gold. And obviously I bought Soul Silver the same day, of course. You know me, obviously, if I was gonna buy one, I was gonna buy the fucking other. Hell yeah, dude. I actually did an unboxing of those ages ago. I don't know if that video is still up, but I did an unboxing of Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It was nice. I really love that game. I know I say it, but I can't say it enough. That it's in my top 10. If I had to think of like all the top games I've ever played, I think it's got to be like number 6. We don't need anymore. Heart Gold, Soul Silver definitely has to be up in the top 10. Because it just for the time, having all the events, all the stuff, there's barely anything missing out the game, man. It's really good. I know I made a top 100 video games list. I gotta find that. Jerry Springer, stupid and Trainwreck, but it was like being too close to a black hole, you get sucked in. I've heard people say funny things about Jerry Springer. I've never watched it. It's not, you know, even Maury is not my type of show. I'm sure the Maury show has an official YouTube channel, and they probably have a compilation of You Are the Father or You're Not the Father. The paternity tests and shit. Absolute trash TV, don't get me wrong. But it is funny in its own way. Because what happens, and this is without fail almost, every time he is the father, the girl and all her friends get up and just like T-pose on him. They fucking boo him, and he has to sit there and take it. Whenever he isn't the father and she cheated on him, she gets to run off the stage, and he just does his little football end zone dance. What they should do is they should have dumped like glue or like Nickelodeon Floam on whoever was in the wrong. To be fair, I guess it isn't always that someone cheated. It could, well, I guess it is the allegation of it, right? Like if you're saying that this woman is not pregnant and she's pregnant and it's not your kid, either it is or isn't your kid. Oh shit. Okay, well, fucking whatever. It's fine. Actually, are we done? No, 5 more uses. Someone's lying. You better hope it's not you. But yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't know, I thought Judge Judy was funny, but now I couldn't even tell you or remember much about it anyway. Just something to put on when I didn't have much homework. And then, like, you know, to give the full context, after I, you know, that was freshman year, right? Summer of freshman year, what did I do? Oh, I did that stupid counselor job that I didn't get paid for. It was basically unpaid labor. It was bullshit. That was a mistake. That was back when I thought it was going to be, well, I was going to do very different things. And then sophomore year, what did I do fall of sophomore year? I can't even remember. It's been so long. But what I started to do spring of sophomore year was I started to do all my homework real quick when I got home, and then I would go to sleep at like 7 p.m. Sleep from like 7 to like 3, and then play Xbox. No joke. No fucking joke. I would play Xbox at like 4 in the morning, play Black Ops, because I had the Turtle Beaches, so I could play Turtle Beach, or I could play with my headset. I could actually play the game. That was a long time ago, man. And you would be dead quiet. And sometimes Sean would be up at that hour. And Sean would be, we wouldn't even talk, we would just play COD, and then he would whisper in the mic, "Good night," at like 6 in the morning, and then I would go to school. I don't recommend this, by the way. Don't fuck with your sleep schedule. That's exactly how I did so bad in trigonometry, because I would have trig late in the day, and I would not remember jack shit. That's why I can't remember any trigonometry class I took. I can't remember, because I was basically asleep in all of it. Still passed the class, but, you know, like, what the fuck? Why did I do that to myself? Looking back for some Call of Duty shit. Yeah, but, you know, you prioritize different things depending on how old you are, right? And where you are in your life. I still like that stuff, but I just watch YouTube guys reading Reddit horror stories of Karens. Most of that is AI, though. And if not that, they definitely get an AI to read it, which is also kind of lame. Dude, can you stop missing? What the fuck? It's a 90% chance. We just rolled the 1. It's ridiculous. We rolled 2 10% in a row. Right? It is 90%, right? Yeah. Just... Thank you. Ridiculous. Alright, this is it. As long as I don't miss and get crit. Alright, very nice. Alright, we'll rinse repeat for some. But technically, now I'm not even shitposting this time, I'm not kidding. That's every Pokemon that you can catch multiple times in this game. So we're actually really done, because every other Pokemon you cannot capture again. It's impossible. You cannot oh wait, why are they out of order? What the fuck? What the hell? No, what the fuck? There you go. Why are they out of order? I have no idea. Okay. Yeah, anything after this is just extra. So maybe I won't do it, honestly. Maybe I just... Oh, you know why? Because the dex in this game is different than the dex when you put in Pokebank. That's why. So the order's fucked up. Oh, Lord. Cresselia. What the hell? Regigigas is 229. 31, 2, 3, 4. Swap. There you go. No, like, actually, we're done. There's no other Pokemon that we can max out. Even Fion has only like a 1 or what is that, 3% chance of spawning. Played this game for years, never knew that because I never go in that cave. That's it, folks. There's nothing else left. There's no other Pokemon we could dex perfect. So from here on out, this game is just shiny hunting simulator. Like, what I really actually think I'm just not gonna hunt or not gonna max out the other Pokemon. There really is no point. So after what, 2.5, how many years has it been? This is a 2022 game? I think so, right? After 3.5 years, we're done. That's it. That's every Pokemon in the game, fully dex completed. Everything else from here on out is just shiny hunting. It's just looking for Pokemon that are shiny and then, you know, doing the usual. Where was that Gibble that we caught, by the way? There you go. Beautiful. And we have a good amount of Pokemon. We have shiny Abra, right? There's no Mega Haunch Crow. What else? Nope, there's no Mega Mischievous. We have a Glalie. What we need is a Snorunt so we could do Mega. Is there a Mega Ambipom? No. We have a shiny. Okay. We have multiple. So I'll actually maybe use some of them. Wait, what the hell? Oh yeah, this is the one you get from the event. I'll probably move these out of here. I'm not gonna front. Mega Gengar. There's no Mega Golem, right? Yeah, no. Plenty of shinies over here, so very good. That's it. There are no more Pokemon to farm out in this game that are not renewable. Everything else is not renewable. That's it. Doesn't even add the points. Did it? I even check. There's no more points to add. We have every possible... Well, we don't have every possible point, but what's the point of doing any more? There's none. Very nice. Mantine. How annoying is this going to be? That's Latin. Sell dust, sell it all? No? Italian? Which damn near could almost be the same thing. That's, to me, I took a Latin class. I've talked about that. I hated Latin, but I did learn a lot from it. I can recognize roots of words, maybe. As I get further and further from it, I get worse and worse. But, you know, it's the thought that counts, right? Oh, wait, do you guys just run? I didn't know you guys acted like this. That's crazy. Okay. I didn't know Mantine runs like this. Okay, that's it. That's it. See how quick and easy this is now? It's so liberating. It feels good. It feels like I really accomplished something. And there's definitely no way you get something for doing all of it, right? Let's see. If I go to Bulbapedia. Yeah, when Arceus and all non-mythical species have a research level of 10. Research points, researching will grant 100, okay. The number of research levels at a task grants effectively equal to the points divided by 10. Oh, the number you have evolved applies to both evolving from and to that species. So evolving a Rowlet into a Dartrix and then into a Decidueye counts twice towards Dartrix? I didn't know that. It's too late. What the fuck? Do they really... Why did they show this? Oh. What? Forms? Why are they showing a bunch of Pokemon here? Oh, they're literally going through every Pokemon in the game, showing every possible task you could do for them. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think you get anything for maxing it out. Yeah, the research points counter is capped at 99,099, even though there are a total of 125,200 points available. Upon reaching this cap, the counter in the Pokedex progress report screen will no longer be dynamically incremented, but the breakdown of points that would be added along for the audio for the latter remains. Yeah, you don't get anything. That's it. Very nice. This is amazing. All right, I'm not doing. Fuck it. I lied. I lied. Pray I do not lie further. I'm gonna have to find a new game to dump as a dump game for the next month and a half. Shit, it's over. I mean, ZA is in October, so I guess we don't have to wait too long for another Pokemon game. Rotom. Now, of course, there's always something we could do. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah. There's always something we could do, right? There's always, we could try to get shiny Rotom in all forms and stuff. But I don't know, man. Like, is it worth it? In fact, one of the things that we could do now is we could just get rid of all the Pokemon in here that I actually know I will not use. You know, usually I was keeping a lot of them like as a cope, you know, just keeping them just in case I needed them. No, every Pokemon I need from now on is already in the living dex and can only be acquired once. So this is the type of shit, man. I love Pokemon. I genuinely love that you could do this type of gameplay. It's technically infinite. There's no end. And that's what makes Pokemon like such a great journey, is that there really is no end. Sky's the limit. And that's why I unfortunately have very high standards for Pokemon games, which have almost never been met in the last decade. But this is actually the end, the end, the end. No memes, no nothing, no half-truths, no Spray is lying to us again. I'm very happy. I'm very happy right now. That makes me feel very happy. Now, ZA is going to be focused more on battling, but I hope they don't neglect this aspect of it. They probably will. I don't think that's what they're aiming to put out. That's very unfortunate, but we'll see. I did say I would consider doing 2 playthroughs of ZA, because I'm a Gen 2 boy. So that could always happen. No, Heracross. I think this is a perfect bookend. Oh my god, that's huge. Does this mean I'll never stream this game again? Absolutely, of course not. I will leave a stream of this game in my live stream doc, just in case one day I just want to whip it out real quick, right? But probably not happening. There's never going to be a targeted stream of this game. I'll leave it in there and I'll just set the date for the end of the year, and then every year that I don't do it, I'll just roll it. We'll probably do more than one stream of this a year, even after it's an old game, especially if ZA doesn't hit that itch. But ZA, I think, unfortunately, what really sucks about ZA is basically if you didn't play, like, there's no way to refresh yourself on the plot of Gen 6. Not that Gen 6 has a great plot. There's no way to refresh yourself on the plot, like, right before the game comes out. There's no way. It's impossible. Play Vintage Story? Never heard of it. Okay. I don't want to do Drift Balloon. Sure. Is this now my most played game on the Switch? Yes! Has literally beat out Brilliant Diamond, which beat out Three Houses. That's really funny, actually. It's crazy how Tears was less than Breath of the Wild. I think I played it way less, like... I did a lot less farming in Tears. You don't have to really farm in Tears. Oh. I did like Tears more. I just wish Tears had more of the Breath of the Wild stuff. It's very weird. It feels like Tears almost forgets it's supposed to be a sequel. There's always one thing about a game I hate. Sometimes multiple. And that was the one thing about Tears. It feels like it forgot it was supposed to be a sequel. I don't know why. Maybe to not spoil the other game, but I don't know. That's kind of silly. I guess technically... Zelda doesn't really do sequels very well. Even though they've done multiple sequels with the same Link before, Zelda doesn't really do a good job. Oh, that's a Crobat. Zelda doesn't do a very good job with sequels. Like, Phantom Hourglass is just dog shit because of the gameplay. I fucking hated that gameplay. I don't know how people think it's good. A lot of those DS games, like, while I did play them a lot, I never liked them a lot. Like, Star Fox Command is... You know, I'll say it, it's terrible. I hate it. I hate what they did to the story of Star Fox. There's no sugarcoating that. Mario Hoops 3-on-3 might be my least favorite 3DS game that's actually worth like a damn because it's a Nintendo game. I hated Mario Hoops. That game is fucking annoying, dude. What? Oh, yo! Let's go. Peak. Damn it! Very nice. That is not what I wanted. Thank you. Hi, bye. Damn. All right. She really just wanted to show up and leave. I know my streams are boring, but not that boring, right? Have I lost my touch? Is this it? Am I cooked, chat? Is it over? On the final Arceus stream in history ever? Question mark? That's crazy. Okay. Hi, bye. I think Minecraft, but you let a demon jack the difficult. No. 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 You know what? If this is the final, if this is actually going to be the final Arceus stream, I'm probably just going to name this Monferno Sun Wukong. Call it a day. That's actually like very fitting because I've always been looking for it and I never got it. Well, now I have it. We could call it quits there. I mean, like, the thing is I don't think I want to play this game without streaming it because I genuinely enjoy streaming it. It has been such a comfort game for me to come back to time and time again. So I don't think I'm gonna never stream it again, obviously. But I really, like I said before, when I took my break before coming back to it this year, it's got to be something I only play like once in a blue moon. It can't be my de facto default. So I just knew we had Fion, and I knew I wasn't going to make any significant progress in Avatar. So that's why I did this today. I know it's poison to my views, but whatever. Fuck my views, I guess. It's too late to care. Oh, you're in my party. Okay. That's 2 shinies we found today, right? Yeah, 2 shinies. We found that Gibble, and then we found Monferno. Oh. Pichu. Okay. Alright. I don't mind doing mass outbreaks like that. It's okay. Okay. What? No, let's leave. Very nice. Ah, dude. Let's see if we get what time is it? We done? Yeah, we're done. Alright. That's where we'll stop. Wait, you're the wrong one. Hold on. Get the real one. We're gonna release this one. So I will say this again. I've undoubtedly said it before many times. I want to thank everyone who joined me on this fantastical journey into the mines of madness. The mines and minds of madness. It's been a long road, and I've definitely given this speech before, but also at the same time, this time I actually kind of mean it. There you go. Let's give him moves. Ah, I forget when you do it from this guy, you have to see this. That's why you never do it from here. Ever heard the moon is made of cheese? Well, it used to be green cheese. It was seen as a poor thing, so making green cheese fell off. I don't know if I'd eat green cheese. When food is, you know, those like weird, like fries or whatever that are different colored, like the sticks. I don't know. When food is weirdly colored, I don't really want to eat it. Just me. Damn, you got good moves. Very nice. We're not using Flare Blitz ever, but who knows what moves we'll ever use when. There you go. Get rid of Flame Wheel. Get rid of Nasty Plot. And honestly, what's... Ground? Not Rock. You just don't really have a move against ground, do you? Flying, I guess? Let's do Shadow Claw. There you go. Hey. All right. Teleport to the front. I guess there is, you know, there's a couple things I could still do in this game, but I'm gonna be real, I'm not doing it. All right, that's it. That's pretty much the final Arceus stream for good. Anything after this is purely just dicking around. Like, there's actually no objective. I want to thank everyone who showed up. Thanks Ash, thanks Viv, much appreciated. Thanks anyone. And tomorrow is Final Fantasy. Like I said, the Final Fantasy stream starts early. Put this back here. Final Fantasy stream starts early. It starts at like 2 to 4. It depends. I'll see when I could start it. The earlier I could start, the better. I'm gonna let Dax know that as well. But until then, yes. All right, very nice. Yeah, I know I froze it. Is this dude still around? Yeah, all right. Summon this dude maybe just to shoot the shit for a little bit and then actually be done. All right, peace out. Thanks everybody. The end of an era.